What's going on, everybody? I am super excited about today's video because it is probably one of the hardest things to make that I've ever done. It took me way longer than I'm proud of, and the basic design was actually quite easy. The hard part was actually getting the networking fully working and kind of bug-proof. That took me, like I said, way longer than I'm proud of. And if you've done any game development, you know that networking is an absolute monster to deal with sometimes. And if you haven't, you'll just have to take my word for it or try it yourself sometime. So what we actually have today is a memory match game. I'm sure most of you are probably familiar and have played some type of game like this before. So before we show the fully networked aspect of it, let's go ahead and show what this does. So like I said, it's just a simple memory match game, but it's meant for multiplayer, which makes it a little more challenging. So basically the goal here is to match the cards, and if you don't get a match, they flip back face down. So as you can see here, oop, this is not. Oh, that was diamond sides. And there we go. That should be the match. And then our final match. Now, after we complete it, it goes ahead and respawns them and reshuffles them so they'll be in a different order than the previous time, as we can kind of see here. The last time this was 2 of spades. So we can see this is working as intended. The only weird issue is sometimes the interact highlight will get stuck. It's not really a big deal. Well, let's take a look, before we look at the networking, because that's just going to be another kind of demonstration of this. Let's go ahead and look at how it works, so to speak. So you can add any number of flippable objects. That's totally up to you. And then the materials are just any material you would like. I went ahead and just did some materials I already had from our deck of cards and used them for this because it kind of, worked pretty well. But you could do like images or really anything you can imagine as far as materials. So, and any number of cards as well. You could have it huge. You could make a whole world of flipping memory match stuff. So the caveats are you do want an even amount because obviously you have to have 2 to match. So you need an even amount, and you need twice as many cards as you do elements because, kind of just makes sense. So we have 6 cards for 3 materials. Now this is our memory match game manager, which is just an empty game object. It's just sitting up here. It just runs, it's like the brains of what we're doing. And then on each of our cards, you simply need the materials, so what it has a chance to be, and the card back. And then you can adjust the way it flips and the flip speed itself. And then you need a reference to the game manager and the actual object you're flipping. So I changed the interaction text, but the easiest way to do this is just to create one, set it up, and then you can just duplicate that because they are all the exact same as far as setup. So if we wanted, for example, we could add another one here, kind of move it into position, and we're going to go ahead and add. We'll have to do it for all of them, which is why it's easier to set up one fully and then go ahead and do this. But just for an example, you can do it like this. We'll go ahead and show you how to do it. So we're going to, actually, we'll go ahead and set it up like we would from scratch here. I think that would be the best way to do this as an example. So we'll add another material and find our 2. We did diamonds, hearts, spades, but we need the other we should have another 2 in here, right? 4 cards, right? 2, is it, what are we missing? Clubs, 2C. No, we have 2C, diamonds, hearts. Spade. Okay, so two of spades. So now we have all our 2 cards. So we need 8 of these. 3, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One more. And we will just space these out. Like so. Alright. So now these are all the exact same. That's the easiest way to set it up. And then in our memory match game manager, we would just make sure we have our 2 of spades in here. And then we need to assign all our cards to make sure they are all referenced, which is pretty easy, not too complicated. And we'll add our 2 new ones. Oop. And you don't have to assign these in any particular order, but it just makes sense to do it as they are numbered. So now if we go back into just our local demo, let's try to find the new 2 of spades. There it is. And you can see the more cards you have, the more increasingly difficult this will become for the players. But there you go. That's how you set it up and work with it. So let's just go ahead and demonstrate that it does work in a networked environment. So show you how that works. All right, so here we are with our 2 players. So player 1 can click. We go over to our second client over here. Player 2 can also click and it will reset and flip. Likewise, player 2 can also find matches on their own or fail at it, like we will probably do for a little bit. Let's see if we can find the 2 of spades. We'll do a demonstration of each possible combination or permutation. So there we go, we found a match. Now let's go ahead and click another one for 2 of... We can go back over to our first client and found a match. So we found that one client can, we were on this client before I'm looking at, and we found a match and it worked. We flipped 1 over for each and it worked. So let's find a match on this client as well, just to show that it works on all possible combinations, and it works. And then let's say we just go ahead and find this last match, and it will reset in a networked environment as well for both players, which you can see on both screens. So this is fully networked, and you can't rapid click or anything like that. So as far as I know, there are no bugs with this asset. It is fully drag and drop ready to just set up with your objects and materials. Of course, if you are a Patreon subscriber, you will also have access to the deck of cards, so you'll have all these materials that come with it. Well, if you get that asset. But you're welcome to use your own materials or images, however you want to phrase that, for yours as well. And you can make it as big as you want, set the flipping speed and the flipping axis. So sorry, not access. So this really is pretty much a full game in some, you know, there's probably phone apps and stuff out there that are literally just this, but they're only single player. This is a networked multiplayer ready asset, and it will be available on my Patreon for your VRChat worlds. And if you, for some reason, need me to customize something beyond this, I'd be happy to do that. I think if you look over on my Patreon, I had some people asking for some modifications to some assets, and I have provided those for them. But I hope you guys thought this was interesting or cool. If nothing else, from a programming perspective, it is Pretty cool to put into a VRChat, as I've never seen a flipping memory match or flipping game inside VRChat, and I think this would be cool to add to any sort of world, just as a little in-game minigame, or in-world minigame, so to speak. Yeah, let me know what you think in the comments, or on my Patreon, or on the Discord, and I'll catch you guys in the next one, where we'll be demoing what this is. This is the next project that will be made into a video, and it's almost there, so. And that's it. Hopefully this gave you a solid start. Whether you're building your first VRChat world or just looking to add more polish to the one you've already got, these little systems can go a long way toward making your world feel interactive and alive. If you want to try this asset out before dropping it into your own project, I've got a public demo world set up. You can jump in, push buttons, test things out, and see exactly how it works in action. I always try to keep the demo world updated with the latest version, so it's a great place to explore and get ideas. And if this video helped you, or if you're using any of my tools in your world, consider supporting me on Patreon. It helps me carve out more time to make these assets, keep them updated, and put together more tutorials like this one. Even a small pledge goes a long way and means a lot. There's a link to both the demo world and the Patreon in the description below, so feel free to check them out. Thanks again for watching, and as always, see you in the next one.